Let's go to the early live game. It was far from straightforward, but Manchester City ended a run of 4 Premier League games without a win by coming from behind to beat Luton. Pep Guardiola believes the result has proven his side's character, with the victory coming in the absence of Erling Haaland, who is now a doubt for next week's Club World Cup. Right, well, City were a goal down at the break. They then came back with goals from Bernardo Silva and then Jack Grealish's winner. It ended that run of 4 games without a win, first win in 5. Stephen, how pleased will they be? Was it a worry for them?
Yeah, it would have been. It was a tough game. I think what Luton have shown this season so far at Kenilworth Road is that it's not an easy place to go. They make the pitch very small. They make it difficult for you to create overloads in wide positions. They're very well organised, Luton, and Manchester City found it difficult. It was interesting listening to Jack Grealish speak after the game, where he said they felt quite calm after it because they knew they'd have a lot of possession, but it was just about taking those opportunities when they came their way. You have to say Luton did well to nullify Manchester City for long periods, but Manchester City have got so much quality in the team that they're always going to create opportunities, and they've got quality on the pitch to punish you.
Yeah, what I've learned from this week is that Pep Guardiola doesn't like the C word. That's complacency. But I saw that. Where did your mind go, Sue Smith?
I didn't know what was coming there.
That's obviously what I was talking about. I can understand why he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
But can you understand why perhaps people were referring to that towards City in the past few games?
See, I don't see complacency at all. I don't think Pep Guardiola would let that happen. I don't think the players, I think they've got that winning mentality that they just constantly strive for more. And we were actually praising them earlier on in the season, saying that we're not seeing that. They've just gone and won the treble, and we're seeing a real desire to go and do it again. So I think when you look back at the games, you look at the Chelsea game, that was just a bizarre game, wasn't it? You look at the Tottenham and Liverpool game, they could have been out of sight at half-time, created a lot of opportunities. Aston Villa, yes, were brilliant and completely outplayed them, but then they've obviously gone and beat Luton. That we know Luton have made it tough for a lot of big sides going there. So yeah, I don't see complacency with Manchester City. I just think they went through a blip, if you like, and you never ever write off Manchester City. They will come strong, I guarantee.
No. A look of shock in your face there. They are 4 points off the leaders, Liverpool. We know, well, the history books tell us that they can put an incredible run together in the new year. How far a gap can they manage to claw back, though? Is 4 points about the limit of it?
No, I don't think so, because I think what the Premier League's shown this season is that a lot of teams are going to take points off the top clubs because there's not that fear element. I think a lot of clubs used to sit back and just sort of say, can we keep the scoreline low? Now they're thinking, well, if we're going to get beat 5, we may as well have a go at it and may as well go after teams. And they're catching teams, not by surprise, but they're getting positives out of the game. They're getting opportunities. They're making the best of them. So I think teams are starting to go at the big teams now, and rightly so, because that's what you want to see as a fan. It's what you want as a player as well. Sometimes it's not nice being on the receiving end of a 5-0 or a 6-0 against one of the top teams, but at least you feel like you've had a go in the game. So I think City could probably be able to afford probably 7 points, and I still think they could come back.
But they wouldn't want to do that.
No, they wouldn't want to do that.
But Erling Haaland, now, originally, when the team sheets came out and the news went round, it was, stress fractures could be 3 months. But Pep Guardiola afterwards very keen to say it wasn't a fracture, it was just kind of overloading, could even be back for this weekend. But if it did stretch beyond this weekend and into the Club World Cup and beyond that, how big a blow would that be?
Well, you're bound to miss him because of the amount of goals that he scores and the different option that he gives Manchester City. But I just think the quality that Manchester City have, the way that they can play without a striker, we know that. But the thing that I did notice yesterday, I looked on the bench and I thought they haven't got that many attacking options to actually come on and be able to change the game if they need to. I think we all think, don't we, that Manchester City have got 2 brilliant squads, you know, that if one squad isn't available, they're injured, the other squad can come on and be just as successful. But I think Pep Guardiola quite likes to keep like a smallish squad with sort of 14, 15 players of absolute top quality that can be versatile and can play in different positions. So when you get a few injuries to those players, then, like say, I looked at the depth of that attacking quality to come on and thought, that's where they need those players back fit. So of course they want him back, but they've still got the quality to be able to cope without.
I think the other side to it as well is that they had Haaland last season, but for the seasons before that, they've won Premier League titles without him. So it's nothing new to them.
No.
Foden played in that sort of number 10 position yesterday, and him and Alvarez switched lovely the way that they interplayed. It's not an issue for Manchester City. Yes, they're a better team with Haaland in it, but they're still a fantastic team without him.
Yeah, as for Luton, tough in the Premier League, isn't it? Two spirited performances, hasn't it been, this week? But ultimately, 2 defeats. Can they take anything from that? And do you see enough in what your eyes are telling you that they've got enough to stay up?
Yeah, I wrote them off completely at the beginning of the season, said they didn't have enough quality, didn't see anything that they were doing to make you think that they could make a fist of it. They're starting to make a fist of it now. They're starting to be organised. They're starting to believe that they can hurt teams, which is one of the biggest things in the Premier League. It's like an underdog in a boxing fight, getting in against one of the top heavyweights and going, well, if we swing a couple of times, we might just catch one. And that's what they're starting to do. They're starting to swing a little bit more, and they're starting to have a little bit more joy with that. And I'm really impressed with Rob Edwards.
Yeah.
Tactically, how he changes things, how he makes his substitutions. The timing of the subs are always, not always good, but more often than not, they have an impact on the game. He's changed players, personnel, to try and suit certain games. Obviously, we talked before about having experience within a changing room at Everton. Having Andros Townsend within a changing room will be vitally important for Luton, plus that added quality of Ross Barkley in the midfield, but also that team spirit that they've got. That will take them a long way. They could push to get out the bottom 3 this season and not be relegated. I don't think it'd be a huge. I think it'd be a huge surprise. But on the evidence of what we've seen this last couple of weeks, I don't think we're all expecting them to be dead and buried where we all thought they would be in and around Christmas.